Mm. I have to admit that I haven't meditated today, but I'm going to vlog anyway because so much amazing stuff has happened, and most of it involves going to see my parents, and I wanted to share that with you. And one of the things is just realizing that it's like they say, if you think you're Yoda, go and spend a week with your parents. And it just means, like, if you think that you're spiritually enlightened, go and spend a week with your parents. I don't think I need a week. I think I need a day to realize that there's a lot of work to do. But I'm so grateful that this time I went home and I felt so much stronger than I normally do. And yet there's still a huge part of me that goes back into fear and needing their approval and afraid of what they're going to think about my choices in life and whether I'm good enough and doing good enough. Whereas when I'm away from them, I that wouldn't even come into my mind. I know exactly what I'm doing. Excuse me. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly what I want, and it's all happening, and I'm loving my life. And but yet, when I'm around them, I realize my parents don't even really know what I do for a living or anything. And in the past, that would really upset me. I would feel that they don't acknowledge me, that they don't care about me, because for me, my work and what I do and what I care about is me. And if they don't care about that, they don't care about me. And someone who I'm watching a lot on YouTube at the moment is Lana Wachowski. She is one of the original creators of The Matrix and my favorite TV series, Sense8. And I love her speeches. She does this amazing speech. I will try and remember to tag it under this. Human rights campaign. She was given an award. And what I love about it, and sometimes I feel left out because I'm not necessarily in the LGBT category, and, you know, I remember there's been times in my life, maybe I'm ashamed to admit it, but I even felt left out of groups like AA or something because, like, they had this camaraderie, they had this support, they had this belonging. This need to belong is very strong in me. And, but where I do really, really connect and where I feel really connected when Lana Wachowski talks is she's talking about being accepted for who she is. And originally, when she made The Matrix, she was a man. And she transformed into a woman because that was who she feels she is. And I think she looks amazing as a woman. But I love her as a person, regardless of her gender or whatever. Like, when she talks, she inspires me so much because she made me realize in that speech of human rights that there are still so many sides of myself that I don't accept in public, because I know that the public, our world, whether it's sometimes our family, sometimes even our friends, sometimes it's strangers, they have perceptions about what's okay and what's not okay. And they'll love the bits of us that are okay, but if we fall outside of that, then they're not gonna love that bit. And sometimes the person judging us the most is ourselves. And I know that I judge myself a lot. And one of the areas where I judge myself is sexuality. And when I say sexuality, I don't mean a confusion with my sexuality or a preference in my sexuality. I'm talking about being a fully integrated sexual being in whatever capacity you want to express that, or I want to express that. And there is some fear around that because there has been some oppression or repression with that within my family. My parents were generally pretty free with allowing me to dress as crazy as I wanted to dress, but still, I think my incentive for doing it was because I knew that I needed to rock the boat. I needed to rock their boat because I could feel this control and this oppression and this repression in so many areas of their life that influenced me. so much control. And this fear I noticed, even when I'm at home, even at my age, and I go home and I feel this fear of just asking for what I want in so many tiny, tiny ways. Asking for some privacy while I make my vlog. The fear of that was, I'm going to have to explain why I need the privacy. What vlog I'm making. Why am I making it in a bathroom? You know? And the risk of that and the pain of that just seemed too much effort. So I just was like, oh, I'm just going to secretly go in the bathroom and make my vlog. Hope no one says anything. That is so ridiculous to me. The fact that my fear was that I would have to explain why I need privacy. If I need privacy, I fucking need privacy, and I should not have to explain myself. Like, and that just really woke me up, actually, that there are so many areas of myself where I'm still in denial because I'm afraid of what people will think. So I'm giving them the version of me that I think that they're going to like. I'm not giving them the version of me that is the real me. And I don't know what the real me is because we're always growing. We are constantly growing. We're ever going to be growing. So the me today is different from yesterday. It's going to be different tomorrow. It's probably going to be different in half an hour. If you saw me a few hours ago, I was on the phone and I was so angry. My heart was bleeding because my cat was in a cage because I had to take it to the vet. And the vet messed things up, and it meant my cat was in a cage for ages, and it broke my heart, and I was crying. And so I got so angry with this vet for messing it up. That's not me now, but that was me then, you know? And I know that I'll be different tomorrow. I'll be like either super tired and grumpy, or I'll be super excited that I'm going back to Gozo. Who knows what I'm going to be? We're all different every different moment. We have like 60,000 different qualities within us, you know? And we're expected to be this one thing. It's like some people consider me pretty. Some people consider me attractive. Some people can I know that I've read comments. People consider me meh. Whatever meh means. Just means meh, not interested. You know, indifference is more painful than someone hating you in a way because it just means that they don't give a fuck. And it's painful to hear that, right? Sometimes I think I'm attractive. Sometimes I think I'm butt ugly and I look like a bulldog or something. You know, like that's just... You know, and probably I'm all those things. Sometimes I'm ugly, sometimes I'm pretty. You know, it's just life. But regardless of prettiness and ugliness, I know that as much as possible, I am always truthful. And my aim is to be as authentic as I possibly can and just speak my truth. And right now, I'm delighted that I discovered this, that I'm able to go home now to my parents, not get so triggered that I spin out and want to leave and never go back for like 7 years. Like, now I can actually observe and be like, wow, you guys are fascinating. You're not really like people I hang around with. Some really nice things about you, but there are some things that I'm confused by, and we don't think the same. And it's kind of difficult to me to communicate without hurting your feelings, and I realize that I spend most of my life trying to make sure I don't hurt their feelings, and it's like, that is not actually my job to protect anyone from their feelings really are their job. And so yeah, there's so many sides of myself, me as a sexual being, that I want to express in many different ways. You know, I know that, you know, on Patreon, I do a lot more like, you know, uncensored content, but I even want to take that to another level. And I mean, I was a huge Madonna fan when I was a kid because, you know, she really rocks the status quo and she really pushes, you know, I mean, I remember one of her recent speeches where she was, I don't know if it was that recent, I think it was recent, yeah. She said, you know, it was easy for Prince because Prince was a man, so he could be really sexual and provocative. But if a woman did it, she'd get these labels like whore, slut, you know, whatever, rather than just being a sexual being or just being a person that wants to express themselves in a weird way or in a explosive way, or, you know, in a, I don't know, vivacious way, or even a provocative way. There are parts of us. We have so many different parts of us. Why does it get negative labels when it's a woman, but it's just cool if it's a man? Like if you're Mick Jagger, then it's totally cool, you know. So there's still a long way to go, and there's still a huge conversation to have. We're nowhere near to being equal. I'm not sure equality is what we're after. I thought it was equanimity, and then I looked up the word, and I'm not sure it is now. I'm not sure it's equality we're after. As far as I knew, and I think I have the word wrong, but I thought equanimity was when everyone is at different heights, but they have different stalls made up so they can both see out the window, if you've seen that analogy. Yeah, it's not about being the same as men. It's just, to a certain extent, I have so many masculine qualities within myself. I love now going to the farm and, like, shoveling shit for a couple of hours. I love the fact that, my arms are getting strong. I love the fact that now I can carry my case at the bag, go run. I love the fact that I run my business, make my own money, make my own decisions. I love this. It's empowering. And you could say there's a certain masculine linear energy to that. But yeah, why women are considered, like, different in terms of sexuality, like why we're not allowed to embrace that, why we get labeled with all these other things. And maybe it's the only people that need to stop the judgment is us, is ourselves. We can't control other people and how they're going to judge us. It's just not possible. But anyway, it's been fascinating for me going home, and this is what's coming up. So I'm actually, for once in my life, was like, I should go home more often, because I'm going to learn a lot from being at home, and I'm going to grow and strengthen. This is my major challenge. This is my martial arts training ground for being, like, a super strong person, where, like, you can fire any arrow at me and you can say whatever you like, and it's just gonna like Teflon. Hashtag life goals. I gotta be up at like 3:30, and I promised myself I'd be in bed by 9 so I could get some sleep, and that is so not gonna happen because it's already 9. But hashtag life goals next time.